Maybe you should pull the fucking trigger.
Pull the trigger. Ain't nobody gonna do for you.
All right, yo, what's going on, guys? I'm gonna be going through your brokerage account. We just went through how to set up your MT4 or how to navigate it, should I say. MT4 short for MetaTrader 4, if you haven't guessed it already. But to actually trade on a live account, you need to connect a broker. Okay, I'm gonna be explaining some technicalities, some things to look out for with these brokers, so you can do your own research effectively to find a broker that you feel comfortable partnering with. First thing I do want to say is never go with a broker that somebody suggests. Just because I say it, don't just say, oh, I guess I'm going with this one. Do your own research, because some people have affiliate links to brokers. If I said, hey, use my broker, and I gave you a link, then that would say, hey, I'd be profiting off of the charges off your trades. I wouldn't do that to you guys. That's why I'm telling you guys about it. So just make sure that you find your own broker and feel comfortable brokering with them. Okay. Some popular brokerages that I have seen. One is JAFX, and they are good because you can trade Forex, you can trade crypto. The leverage is good. I'm going to get into what that means. And they have low spreads. Just like we were talking earlier about the spread, they have low spreads. So pretty much very simple. Another broker that I like to use is Forex Time. So it's called FXTM. It's another good one. I think this is the one. There we go. Perfect. And I'm an incognito, so none of my accounts are linked or anything, just for safety purposes. But yeah, FXTM is another good broker. They actually give you your own personalized assistant. It's pretty cool, the swing you call and all that. But main things you want to look out for a broker is their rating. It's very simple to go online and say top 10 brokers. Make sure it's on like an accredited website, because some people will just make that website. So you click the number one. Make sure you're going on an accredited website. And what type of trading are you doing? Are you doing cryptocurrencies? Are you going to be trading stocks? Are you going to be trading Forex? This whole course can be derived around Forex, but if you're doing different types of trades, look into your broker and what you can trade. Next thing is leverage. I'm going to explain that in a second. Okay. And then the spreads, which we discussed earlier. So these are the two brokers that are cool. Let me just pull up the whiteboard here. Am I able to do it? Let's see here. Oh, this is killing me. Here we go. Okay, so leverage is how much the broker lets you leverage your money in the markets. If you're using one-to-one leverage, so if I have $1,000 in the markets and I'm using my whole $1,000 to make a trade, I would only be able to profit anywhere from 10 cents to $1 for my trade. And you guys are making more than 10 cents to $1. I got a bit more in my account. So I'm not in it to make that kind of small returns. I'm not looking just to make the 0.1%. So how can we make more money? The brokers actually let us leverage more than we have, because if we remember with the Forex chart, it was all in decimals, the exchange rate. The price was in decimals, and the pip is actually the fifth decimal in that number. Or sorry, the micro pip. The pip is the fourth one. But pretty much if we were leveraging our own money, we wouldn't be making much of it at all. So the brokers let us leverage more than we have, just like I said. So typical leverage, standard leverage all around the board is 1 to 100. And mind you, you don't need to use all of this leverage. Some people like to have more. 1 to 100, if you're a beginner, I would honestly say stick to 1 to 100. They're going to margin call you out before your account hits rock bottom. What margin call means is you're going to get an email notification, and the broker is going to take you out of a trade if you're too much negative. So having low leverage is actually a good thing. If you don't know how to trade, once you understand leverage and know how to use it to your advantage, more leverage is good, but it's a double-edged sword. So what this means is, yeah, the broker lets you use 100 times more than you have, but in Forex terms, that's just fine, because let's say on a $1,000 account, I can trade at $1 per pip, and that's good risk management. Some brokers even go up to as far as 1 to 1,000, which is 10 times as much, which lets you leverage more. once I go through kind of how you leverage your money in the markets via lots, then I can go back to leverage, okay? So lots is how much money you're making per pip, okay? So I'm gonna give an example, and don't make fun of my writing, I'm writing with my finger. So let's say, for example, if I have a 100 pip trade, okay? If I have a 100 pip trade, this is the returns for each account size with good risk management. Obviously, advising good risk, you don't want to go balls to the walls with one trade and blow your account just because your prediction was off. If I have $100 in my account, if I have $1,000 in my account, if I have 10,000 in my account, there are going to be different lot sizes. And when you go to trade in your MetaTrader 4, these lot sizes are going to come up. And I know you guys are definitely asking questions about those right now. So with 1 to 100, I'm going to trade 0.01 lots with $1,000. Good risk is 0.10 lots. And for 10,000, 1.00. So one standard lot, okay? So they have nicknames. So 0.01 is also known as a micro. 0.10 is known as a mini, and 1.00 is known as a standard. So if you hear me refer to them as that, that's what I mean. So for a micro, you're going to be making 10 cents per pip. So every pip the market goes up, you're going to make 10 cents. So for a 100 pip trade, you're making $10. For a $1,000 account or a mini size lot, you're going to be making $1 per pip. And for a $10,000 account trading standard lots, you're making $10 per pip, okay? And you guys are going to see that for the $1,000 account, I make $100. And for the $10,000 account, I'm going to make $1,000, okay? And what this is telling you is, let's say I have a $100 account and Hunter has a $1,000 account. We can take the exact same trade, be just as skilled, but since Hunter is using a $1,000 account, he's gonna make 10 times as much as me. But the growth on our accounts is gonna be both 10%. As you can see, 10% is 10% of 100, and $100 is 10% of 1,000. So that's your lot sizes. Where leverage comes into this is when you have, and I'm going to use a $100 account for this example, when you have 1 to 100 leverage, for each $100 you have, let's see this, for each $100 you have, you can leverage maximum, and I stress this, maximum, a mini lot size. I don't advise this, just because if you have 1 to 100, you put that mini in, boom, you're locked in. You can't trade anything else and or be, oh, that's the only trade you can place. If it goes too much negative, get in that email, they're closing your trade no matter how negative it is. It's not a good place to be in. When you get a margin call, you don't want that call, okay? And it's not a call, it's an email, so you can't even like hang it up, right? So that's what a 1 to 100 account would allow you to do. And I'm not saying do it, obviously. So let's say a 1 to 1,000 account, or here, what's a better way to do this? I personally use a 1 to 500, so this is going to be an easier example. If I use a 1 to 500 account and I have $200 in it, I'm actually able to leverage a 1.00 lot or a standard size lot, okay? The best way to think of it is, what's the simplest way to think about it? If I have a 1 to 100, for each $10, I can leverage 0.1. And if I have 1 to 500, for each $10, I can leverage 0.5. And do your math that way. That's your max leverage though. You don't want to be leveraging this much on a regular trade because again, you will, even a lot of the trades go negative before they go positive. So before your trade even goes positive, maybe, you're gonna be stopped out. Your prediction could be very well right, But just because you put too much risk, you get stopped out. And that's the worst feeling. It's happened to me, happened to Hunter, happens to the best traders. But, you know, developing your skill, that's why we're here to teach you guys. And now that you guys have an extensive knowledge of, I want to say leverage, or here, hold on. Let me show you guys my screen one more time. Once you guys know about leverage and lot sizes, then you're going to be able to determine what broker you want to go with. Make sure you look at minimum deposits, because a lot of brokers say, hey, even JFX, yo, $10, you can start an account. But in the fine print, they say, hey, if you start with $10, our spreads are going to be very big. For FXTM, I know if you try to open up a small account, the spreads are huge. And it's only really worth it to open an account once you have at least 500 US dollars, and that's with an ECN account. But they have so many accounts, you get lost in the mumbo jumbo. But just make sure to read the fine print when you're making an account, because you don't want to pick the wrong one and get stopped out and have the wrong leverage. And you can always change your leverage on the MT4 platform. So, and it's also going to be displayed with your trading account. But I hope I went through everything. And again, go back, take notes. I know I'm going kind of quick, and see you guys in the next video.